Good morning, everybody. Sorry for no waiting room, and there's not going to be a weather video. And I gotta do the shit old school again because computer sucks and Windows 10 is killing it. So, there we go. There we are. I'm having a Monday on a Tuesday. I think it's going to be a week worth of Mondays for me. And yes, I'm frustrated and aggravated. So, let's see. What do we got lined up this morning? Oh, yeah. Last night on Twitter, there was the good, the bad, and the ugly of Harvey in Texas. The good were pictures of police officers and first responders and people working tirelessly to save women, children, families, pets, and everything from the flood and the waters that were rising and raging in Houston and the surrounding areas that got hit with Harvey. The bad and the ugly was that Louisiana Navy volunteers in their boats, after a call for any available boats to the area of stranded people, had to stand down because there were some dumb, stupid, greedy, no moral having motherfuckers that would pose as stranded people and take pot shots at the Louisiana Navy personnel to steal their boats and to loot whatever they had. You heard me correctly. In the midst of a fucking disaster, the worst that Texas has seen to date, you had looters trying to steal boats from people who were volunteering to help. These people, you know what? They want to. Louisiana Navy should regroup. They should regroup. They should, find Texans that they've already saved that have working weapons and ammunition, put one in each of their boats so when these motherfuckers shoot at them again, there's return fire. Because there is no excuse for you trying to steal from people who are trying to help people that are stranded. There's none. No excuse whatsoever. There's no justification. None. That was absolutely horrid. It was for themselves. It were mainly Trump supporters. I don't want to help no Trump supporter. They can drown and die. Fuck you. You selfish, self-centered, regressive thinking people. And above it all, I got pissed. And above it all, to further taint the name of the Christian fucking religion, Joel Osteen decided to lock the doors to his fucking megachurch because the only thing he worships is the almighty dollar. These people that are trying to flee this flood, you know what I think they should do? I think they should gather their tents, get some camping equipment, and go camp in Mr. Olstein's lawn. He should wake up one morning and see a tent city on his sprawling estate lawn. If he wants to be fucking selfish. That's the way I see it. Because I'm sorry. You have a church that is as big as a fucking stadium and you're going to lock the doors and not let anybody in that needs shelter? And you call yourself a Christian pastor? Seriously. Why are you ordained? Why? Why do you preach the gospel and loving your neighbor when you shut the doors to people who need it? Exactly, Professor Persona. I don't care who you're saving or their ideal. Save the person first, get them comfortable and safe, then debate reasonably. During a disaster, none of that matters a fig. Exactly, it doesn't. These are people. Oh. It doesn't matter their walk of life. It doesn't matter their income status. It doesn't matter who they believe, who they pray to, or if they pray to anybody at all. You have a facility that is dry, that can house these people, that can put a roof over their head, and the only thing you're going to tweet out is that you're sending prayers out to the flood victims? Prayers? Really? Hypocrite much? This is what I don't like about these mega church pastors. Oh, I could go on for a whole fucking hour about mega churches and how they fuck up the Christian religion. Because all they care about is the almighty dollar. That's the only thing they pray to, and that's the only thing they worship. Exactly. We're all Americans, fan. We're all human beings. And in a crisis like this, we all need to pull together and help each other. Yeah, see, even Mexico is providing an example that Joel Osteen isn't. That these looters aren't. And, you know, it's just, shit like this reminds me of when Fukushima happened and when the tsunami hit, and everything coming out of Japan was how everybody was civil, how everybody was helping each other, how everybody was quiet. Oh, I didn't see the convo with Mexico. Good morning, Sir Wolfie. I've got a Fen, I've got a Professor Persona, my lovely Thrax, and I've got Neok. And yes, I started this morning with a rant and a mad panda because the rant needs to be had. In the course of human events, when a major disaster happens, you need to put your greed aside. You need to put other people in front of your own. You need to help when and how and if you can. Don't make excuses. If you have a dry place, unlock the door. If you have extra rooms, lend them out. People in these circumstances have lost their homes. They've lost their way of life because of the floodwaters. And you have people looting, and you have people selfish like Joel Osteen that don't want to open their doors. This shit never... Selfishness like this never ceases to piss me off. There's no need for this selfishness. And for the people that were sitting there saying, well, it's a red state, I'm not helping a red state, then you're not a fucking American. Because in a time like this, Americans should pull together. Every single American, regardless of fucking political compass, should come together. Either you're an American or you're not. And if you are, you help your fellow American in a time of need, or you get the fuck out of the country. That's it. It's that fucking simple. If you don't like this country to the point where you can't stand anybody that voted the same way you did, get the fuck out of the country. Better yet, here's an idea. Buy a fucking airplane ticket and try and live in Venezuela for a month. You'll be grateful for what you had over here. Seriously. These entitled, selfish little bastards that are self-centered and they think the fucking world revolves around them. Oh, I swear to God. It is fucking disgusting. It is completely disgusting. And then to further add to the disgust, Denver is in the news this morning. And Denver is in the news because they are trying to give a big ass fucking middle finger. Yeah, if we could afford it, we would go and help too. We would be there. A big-ass giant middle finger to the government because Denver's ordinance, which passed on a 10-0 vote, largely sets into law what is current practice. It's designed to reassure the city's immigrants while not formally declaring Colorado's capital a sanctuary city. You're right. You heard right. They are continuing their sanctuary city work in Denver. Good morning, Straight Sith Mail. President Donald Trump has made it top priority to revoke federal dollars from so-called sanctuary cities, broadly defined as places that limit cooperation with federal immigration authorities. Trump says he believes such cities and counties are providing a haven for criminal activity. Excuse the burp, and yes, they are in a lot of cases, because you're here illegally. You've already broken a law. Where are you going from there? Where are you fucking going from there with this? Mayor Michael Hancock and city councilors say Denver's ordinance formalizes its current practice of prohibiting city employees from collecting information on immigration status and sharing it with the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Oh, so you're impeding investigations. I hope you all get arrested. It also bars local officers from immigration enforcement and ICE agents from access to jail inmates without a warrant. Denver currently allows ICE agents to interview inmates at the Denver City Jail. Let me read that first sentence again. It also bars local officers from immigration enforcement and ICE agents from access to jail inmates without a warrant. Morning, Doubting Tommy. The ordinance notes that immigrants are less likely to report emergencies or testify or appear in court, because they are. You can serve them with the fucking court date. Doesn't mean they're going to show up. They know they're illegal. Exactly. Exactly, Fen. They think the law is wrong to ignore it. So to these people, yep, they're here. Yep, legal. Exactly. And they're not. They're illegal immigrants, and they should go back home or file for citizenship. Denver does notify ICE before releasing certain inmates, but ICE wants at least 48 hours notice, and some critics say Denver Sheriff's Department has fallen short. Last year, the county jail gave ICE only 25 minutes notice before releasing Ever Valles, a 19-year-old who had been held on auto theft charges. ICE had flagged Valles as a Mexican national and gang member. After his release, Valles was involved in a fatal shooting at a Denver light rail station, and you still want to be a fucking sanctuary city. Sessions has said cities must allow ICE agents into jails for interviews and provide the agency with at least 48 hours notice before releasing inmates or risk losing law enforcement grants from the Justice Department. Last year, Denver received about $690,000 in grants from the program. So if they were to yank these grants and this were to go through, Denver would be hurting. Yeah, exactly. If they want to be here legally, I've got no problems with that. My parents immigrated here. They did it legally. I don't understand why these people can't. You want to leave your country so bad because you're coming from a shit country, but you want to steal into this country, and you want to do it illegally, and then you want to bitch because you're here illegally that we're treating you like a criminal. You're here illegally. You already broke a law. Denver's ordinance still allows the jail to notify ICE of inmate releases, but it includes language that requires that inmates be advised of their rights before. Morning, Penina. So that's where we have Denver trying to give, the feds a middle finger. Even though, 25 minutes to release a gang member, he gets out in society, and then all of a sudden he's in the shootout. Gee, funny how that happens. Funny how that happens. Oh, my goodness. All right. Next one. Okay. North Korea's reckless missile launch over Japan sharply escalates tension. You heard me. Yesterday, there were reports of North Korea firing yet another missile. This missile soared over North Japan. North Korea fired a ballistic missile over Japan's northern Hokkaido Island into the sea early Tuesday, prompting warnings to residents to take cover and drawing a sharp reaction from Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. The test, one of the most provocative ever from the reclusive state, came as U.S. and South Korean forces conduct annual military exercises on the peninsula, angering North Korea, which sees them as a preparation for invasion, even though it's not a preparation for invasion, but that's the way he wants to see it, because he has a hole in his marble bag. North Korea has conducted dozens of ballistic missile tests under leader Kim Jong-un, the most recent on Saturday in defiance of UN sanctions, but firing projectiles over mainland Japan is rare. North Korea's reckless action is an unprecedented, serious, and grave threat to our nation, Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe told reporters. Trump also said the United States was 100% with Japan, Abe told reporters. The U.S. disarmament ambassador said Washington still needed to do further analysis of the launch, but it would be the subject of a UN Security Council meeting later in the day. North Korean Ambassador Han Tae-song told the session the United States was driving the Korean Peninsula towards extreme level of explosion by deploying strategic assets and conducting nuclear war drills. And for those of you that don't know what assets they're referring to, is back in May when Kim Jong-un decided that he was going to start firing off these damn missiles, we sent THAAD to South Korea. THAAD is in South Korea. That's what they're worried about. Because, I guess they just wanted South Korea to sit there and go, okay, shoot the missiles at us. We don't care. Spokeswoman for the Earth. South Korea's military said the missile was launched from near the Korean capital, Pyongyang, just before 6 a.m. and flew 2,700 kilometers. And for us Americans, That's 1,680 miles, reaching an altitude of 550 kilometers. And for us Americans, that's 340 miles in altitude. 4 South Korean fighter jets bombed a military firing range on Tuesday after President Moon Jae-in asked the military to demonstrate capabilities to counter North Korea. North Korea remained defiant. The U.S. should know it can neither browbeat the DPRK with any economic sanctions and military threats and blackmail, or make the DPRK flinch from the road chosen by itself. North Korea's official Rodong Sin-moon said, using the initials of North Korea's official name, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Democratic my ass. It should be Communist People's Republic of Korea because it ain't a fucking democracy. Or a dictatorship, but it's not a democracy. I love how they lie about that shit. So, yeah, we're all coming a little closer to war. And, you know, by the latest trajectory and the earlier tests, these missiles can reach as far as Anchorage, Alaska. So they can, you know, get to our continent. He's getting closer and he won't listen. And I read somewhere today on one of my news apps that he has fired more missiles. Kim Jong-un has fired more missiles in the past month or two than his father did the entire time his father was alive. Which tells me that Kim Jong-il knew when to stop poking, prodding, and, you know, spraying the decks with testosterone. Kim Jong-un doesn't seem to know the difference and doesn't seem to really care. Yeah. Oh, no, they all vote. It's just, well, yeah, there's just one candidate. There's ever just one candidate. He's shooting stuff at you too, Panda? Holy shit. Well, I mean, this guy, I'm telling you, if I have to use my euphemisms to go way off script, like I haven't already gone off script this morning with everything in Texas, this guy has a hole in his marble bag. This guy has more screws loose than any simple mechanical machine you can possibly lay your eyes on. This guy is 3 plates short of a picnic. He is short the plastic thing, the plastic rings that hold a fucking six-pack together. Kim Jong-un is so nutty. Squirrels are impressed at how nutty this guy is. I think Kim Jong-un is so nutty that Charles Manson would even say he's, you know, his cuckoo clock has cuckooed for the last fucking time. This guy is unstable. He's mentally fucking unstable, and people are just letting him do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Yes, he's fucking retarded. Yeah. I mean, this Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be doing my first live stream, going through the history of all the sanctions and resolutions that the United Nations has placed on Kim Jong-un since he started this shit. That way everybody gets a good idea as to how many sanctions are on this guy for him to be flipping the entire world a bird, because that's exactly what he's doing. He's flipping the entire world a bird. When he started these sanctions in 2006, when the UN decided their first resolutions and sanctions needed to be placed on North Korea in 2006, my response was, why? Sanctioning a madman doesn't keep him from doing what he wants to do. Yes. It doesn't. But, I mean, I will have that presentation probably done by Thursday morning the latest, so I can actually do the presentation on a live stream this Thursday evening. And I'm hoping to have 1 or 2 guests so we can discuss this. You know, we can blockade his pudgy little ass. Yes. And China has finally decided to stop helping him. Because let us not forget that with all the sanctions and resolutions that they have placed on North Korea, China has always been there to help North Korea circumvent this. They have stopped. Because China literally told North Korea, Kim Jong-un, to cool it. Knock it off. Stop doing what you're doing. And they're even ignoring China. Yes, and he will just go ballistic and start firing missiles at people if you do. Yeah, I mean, he's unpredictable. He is completely unpredictable. And like I said, his father, Kim Jong-il, yes, he talked a big game. Yes, he sprayed decks with testosterone, as I like to say. Yes, he bucked up. But he knew when to rein the rhetoric in. He knew when to stop bucking up. He knew when to stop acting like the big guy. His son lacks that ability. Grossly. And that is what's going to get us into another conflict or continue the conflict with North Korea. Because remember, we never signed a peace treaty with North Korea. We're just in a truce with them right now, a ceasefire, if you will. So we're technically still at war with North Korea. We never ended that war with any kind of resolving result. We're still at war with them. A lot of people overlook that. But technically, we're still at war with their asses. Scary? Yeah, it's scary. But I mean, you know, what are you going to do, right? China more or less own North Korea favors, so them breaking off from it is a huge, it is a huge political deal, Professor Persona. It is absolutely gigantic for them to do something like that. Because they've been long-term allies and they've been helping one another out. Well, whether it was our war or not, we helped them fight it, and we're still there because it's our war now, and the war's not over, Wolfie. Yeah, we just help, but we're still there helping. That's the thing. We're still there helping. All right, for shout-outs. I don't know if I want to risk this or not, because that's about Harvey, and that's about Harvey. After that. See here. I actually want to do this. I don't know if I do or not. Even though that one played actually well. This chat is so confusing sometimes. Alright, this is going. It's simple, it's only a minute fucking long, and hopefully we can get this. Alright, everybody pray. Everybody pray. It's where one is Chrome Fotter. He's smart, he's savvy, and he even has bloopers on when he screws up on his channel. He makes good points, he has a good conversation, and he's very clear-spoken. Go ahead and subscribe to Chrome Fotter. Cinefix, my favorite channel for the breakdown of all things cinematic. Top 10 lists for favorite scenes and ways to do scenes that go way back, even into the 30s and 40s movies. Please check them out. Edindro, the smart-ass dog that self-deprecates. I love this guy. This guy is absolutely freaking hilarious, and if you haven't checked him out and you don't know who he is, you gotta check out Edindro. And last but not least, Gorax has just started his channel with 28 subs. He's got one video on there and a few live streams where he chills with friends. Go out there, show him some support, and the next time he has a live stream, who knows? He may, you know, want to introduce himself to you on a live stream. So you guys check those 4 people out, and as always, the links are below. So those are the shout-outs. He needs to ride a short bus off a really tall cliff. Yes, he does. Killing all of those moving pictures will help the PC speed stability. Well, yeah, but this PC is about, I got this PC in 2012, and it's a laptop, and I can't hardwire it in order to get a stable internet connection because that port don't work either. This laptop is completely shit. So those are the shout outs, and everybody heard me rant, not once, but maybe a mini rant with the immigration thing. You know, when it comes to immigration and when it comes to stupid shit like doing in the time of a disaster, we need to all pull together. We need to all do what we can to help one another. And it is Tuesday, isn't it? Tuesday? It's Tuesday. Panina, don't you have a live stream tonight at 9 Eastern Standard Time, sweetie? Isn't your Joy of Creation thing usually on Tuesdays? Now I gotta wait a few seconds for everything to catch up. Yes. All right. Haha. I knew I asked it right. Our very own Panina in the live chat at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is still playing The Joy of Creation. So if you want a jump scare to jump 2 feet out of your chair when she jumps 2 feet out of her chair, check her channel tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern when she continues the saga of The Joy of Creation live. So she does that Let's Play tonight. So everybody go and show her some support. I will be tweeting out her the announcement for her game a half hour before it starts on my Twitter, and also tweet it out when it starts. So I'm gonna arrange all that as a schedule in Hootsuite. That way everybody knows that Miss Panina is going to scare the crap out of me because I watch the Let's Play too. And Ronan sits over here and laughs at me every time I jump out of my seat when Panina jumps out of her seat. Even though when I jump out of my seat, it's about 10 or 20 seconds afterwards. Live streams. Go figure. So, on that note, my friends, almost forgot. In the description below, there are links to several charities, including the Red Cross, where you can donate blood, where you can donate blankets, clothing, canned food, canned goods, and everything in the description below. They are labeled down there, so you can help out the people of Harvey, or you can also help if you can't do it that way. Take those links, copy those links, and tweet those links out on Twitter. No matter how little your effort is to help, it is better to share and tweet a link than do nothing. May your coffee ever flow. May your caffeine be ever strong. And may you have a totally terrific Tuesday. See you guys in Discord. Ciao.